Before we get too deep into the course, I wanted to give you a little caveat. When we're talking about APIs, and that's how Shopkeeper gets its information from Amazon, we need to know a few things. Amazon has an internal language where they talk to their own employees. Then they have another language, so to speak, where they talk to outside services, and an API being one of those. They have different dates for things, so there may be a post date, a ship date, a transaction date, an order date. There's just a bunch of different dates. So the best that we can do is try to get as close as we can to the dates that Amazon is using when we are looking at Shopkeeper or any other app that uses API and translating into QuickBooks or any other accounting software. Let me try to show you a little bit of a picture. Here is a custom range for all marketplaces in Shopkeeper, and I'm looking at the month of March. That's the full month. If you scroll down, you can see the sales in the presentation mode. Going all the way to the bottom of the screen, you can see the total sales. This is another thing I want to point out. It's the total revenue versus the sales report. Notice that the total revenue is rounded from the report figures with the green amounts added together and the red figures deducted. This is one instance where the app rounds in the summary, but the report shows actual totals. If you'll notice, the total here is $28.97.30 in the Shopkeeper app. Let's look real quick at the Excel worksheet for the course. Please disregard the column heads at this point. This is just a demonstration of the differences that can occur using the API versus the payment statements from Seller Central. The totals in column E demonstrate the Shopkeeper report totals, and column F demonstrates the Seller Central payment statement totals. Where I have highlighted the totals in column F, I am designating differences in reconciling accounts. So the $2,897.30 was the total in the Shopkeeper app, right? Now if we look at the Amazon payment statement total that I downloaded and converted to an Excel format and then a pivot table, you can see that the total product sales is $28.57.32 or $39.98 difference. So that means we're missing transactions somewhere between the two reports. I did some calculations outside the worksheet to see the total amount of the difference, which was a total of $94.31. We have our first amount of $39.98. This represents the two sales transactions, and we know that every sale comes with Amazon fees, right? Remember we had differences in pick and pack and referral fees? Those are directly related to sales, and then we had some storage fees that are actual from the payment statement and estimated from the Shopkeeper. So with all those considered, we now balance because we found the full $94.31 difference we needed. Okay, don't fret just yet. I know that is a lot to be considered and it seems like a lot to sort out, but it really is not that much now that we know why there was a difference. It's easier to find things when we know what we are seeking. Don't take my word for it. Let me show you where the difference really is by showing you the Seller Central report and the Shopkeeper sales detail side by side. Click on List of Orders on Shopkeeper. Looking at the last four digits of the order numbers, we can try to match the orders on both reports. Looking at the March 31st orders, since it seems to always occur on the last day of the month, the top two orders, 9456 and 0200, shown on the Shopkeeper report, but not on the Amazon report. However, looking at 7402, 7424, and 8637, I have all three. So doing that, I realized I had the two items, each for $19.99, of the total of the $39.98 that did not match. Pretty easy, right? To show you where the two missing cells were actually credited to me, I changed the dates to 4/1 and 4/2 in the Amazon report. Then look again for the order numbers ending in 9456 and 0200. And there they are. The bulk of our 9431 difference was what Amazon refers to as inbound shipping or Amazon partnered carrier shipment for $66.47 in our example. This is the cost of shipping inventory into FBA warehouse using Seller Central and receiving the reduced pricing. It's an actual expense and is deducted from payments from Amazon. It is not tracked by Shopkeeper. You will want to pull this amount from your payment statement and input it into your accounting directly or via the Excel worksheet as shown.